Welcome back to our little tutorial videos on how to use Microsoft Teams. And this tutorial is actually going to show you how to include additional tabs that include attaching forms or attaching any sort of link that you would like to include in your class that will be a permanent addition to the class. And so it'll give you a way to have students be able to access it fairly quickly. And so first, when you log on to your Teams, select your team tab, click on the class that you want to add a tab to, and then you see here at the top it says General, Posts, Files, Class Notebook, Assignments, Grades, and then you see this little plus, and I'm going to click on the plus. And in this case, I'm actually going to include a Microsoft form for my students to be able to sign in for their attendance. And so it's already selected up here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Forms. And it will give you a little pop-up where it's going to ask you where do you want to do or what do you want to do with the forms. So do you want to create a brand new form that your entire team can edit and see the results for, or do you just want to add an existing form? I already have a form created for this particular class, so I'm going to click on add an existing form. And because it's already linked to my personal school provided OneDrive, I actually see it right here, online daily attendance for my seminar, second hour. I click on this one, and I do want to make sure that I am able to collect the responses from the students. I don't want it to show all the students who all signed in. And so I'm just going to collect the responses, and then I go ahead and click Save. Now when my students log on, when they first click on Teams and they click on their class, the first thing that's going to pop up is just this part. And because it's the first thing that I just uploaded, it shows up here for the students in the general posts. It will go away eventually as there are more meetings that happen within the class, any additional chats that happen within the class that are led by discussion. And so the students will actually be able to see this if they come here. They'll see posts, files, class notebook, assignments, grades, and then the one more. They can go ahead and click on the one more down arrow, and it actually shows them this right here. So this is how it looks like if you're using the Microsoft Teams app. If I go into my Microsoft Teams Online, and I go again to my Teams, and notice that the screen also looks a little bit smaller. If I go into my Teams and I go to that second hour, it actually shows up here and they can actually see it a little bit more clearly. And so it's just a different way that they can see it. If you would like to add anything else, like if you're adding a YouTube channel or rather a YouTube video in particular, you can click on the plus. And once it loads the apps that are possible, if I click on YouTube, it actually gives me the option of adding it, and then I can click on add, and then it gives me the option to then paste or search for a particular link. And so if you know the title of the YouTube video that you want to include, you can type it in, you can search for it, and once you're done typing that in. So for example, I've got this one here that's for a different class, but we'll use this example, and I can click on share, and it gives me the link here for me to copy. I can go back to my class, I can paste that in here, and then I click on search. It now pops up here with the little icon for that particular video. I select that video and then I click save, and it will add it as an additional tab here for my students. This particular video does not apply to this class, so I'm going to cancel out of that. But this is just an easy way of adding additional tabs that are easy for the students to access if it's something that they will be using more than just one time. And you can always just add that here, and they can just click right here, and they will be able to then see the form and put in whatever information you're asking from them. And that's just the easy way of doing the forms.